about going on.
No,
it's
no,
the
no.
new show.
It'll be fine.
Everyone else has been good.
Hey,
we're good.
Gene, Roger, nice to see you guys. Thank you very much for coming in. How's it look? Is everything
Oh, it's
all
a
right?
terrific show.
Your
thank
thing
you.
was a home
Liking
run.
it,
Oh, that's
Saved
great.
his
Okay.
career.
Thanks for coming. We'll see you out there. Bye-bye.
Dave's show sucked.
I hate shows that suck.
Our first guests tonight, ladies and gentlemen, are the very reason we have two chairs. Please welcome the Regis and Kathy Lee of film critics, Ebert and Siskel. Men, come on out. Now,
And Siskel.
just playing a little prank.
I like it that way.
You like it
sounds
that way?
good, yeah.
How are things with you guys?
Just great.
Yeah. Are you getting along all right? Because I know some nights when you would visit us at the old place, you were both a little cranky, you had something under your collar, things weren't going the way you wanted.
We've come off of a pretty bad week, and
Tell us all about it.
no, I don't think I will, but we knew we were coming on the show.
Right?
We were a last-minute booking.
Oh, you were not.
And so we actually had a talk yesterday behind closed doors. We shook hands.
Buried the hatchet?
And we're friends again until the show was off the air.
All right, but now let's just delve into the problem that you had to make up about. What was it? Was it personal? Was it professional?
Yes.
Both.
Yes.
It always is with us.
Yes.
Every problem.
There was no difference.
Women
between
involved?
No, women, no.
No, it started with something mundane, lateness.
Yes, it's mundane if Gina's late, which was the case in this event.
And then Roger compounded it by being late later.
No, only because I was following him to see where he had gone.
You know, sort of like Nick Charles, except you can't really call him the thin man.
No.
I have lost 55 pounds. Those jokes... I mean, it's almost like nostalgia night for him to do the fat jokes, and he will always be bald.
Thank you.
How long have you guys known each other?
24 years.
24 years, and we've been speaking for the last 21.
How did you first meet? You're both newspapermen in Chicago, is that how it was?
Exactly right. He was at the Sun-Times, still is. I'm still at the Tribune, across the street.
And did you get along? Was there a rapport instantly?
None. We hated each other
We didn't
then.
speak until we were hired to do the movie review program together.
Yeah. But, you know, that's what people like, because there is a little edginess about the reviews and so on and so forth. Now, do you guys go through life as critics? Everything you look at, do you feel like you have to put an eye to and criticize?
Everything. We get paid to have opinions, and it infects our brains. Everything that I see, I'm critical about. For example, the opening of the show, the Beavis and Butthead joke. I was seated too far back on the couch. I looked like a Buddha.
Okay.
I mean, everything we see. Upstairs, you have potato chips, Saratoga chips. It said, made fresh daily in New York. I'm looking at it, I said, well, every potato chip is made fresh daily somewhere, but it doesn't mean that you got that bag that day, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, constantly critical.
What you see here,
Just
David,
keep it
is...
to yourself. You sound like kind of a crank.
We are.
What you see here is not only the penetrating criticism that Gene subjects daily life to, but the totally uninteresting things that he...
Are you guys ever wrong? Do you ever look at a film and give it a bad review and then later rethink it? Are you ever wrong about anything?
We've always liked your show. Slapshot was an example. Paul Newman.
Oh, I like that movie. That was a great movie.
I agree.
With the Hunter brothers, the Ramon brothers, the Hanson brothers.
brothers.
Thank you very much. Thank you, and welcome to Jeopardy. Okay.
But my initial review was mixed, and then I saw it like 2 weeks later, thankfully, and I knew it was a terrific film, great working class story, wonderful risky performance by Paul Newman, your first guest, and just terrific film.
What about you? What's something
Well,
you
for a
were
long
wrong
time,
about?
I always said that I had never really changed my mind on a film, but unfortunately, during the last year I had to. I gave a negative review to Unforgiven, the Clint Eastwood picture, and later looked at it again and felt that, in fact, I was so far wide of the mark that it was one of the best
That's a
pictures
great
of the
film.
year.
It's very entertaining. Every little scene is a whole little separate chapter, as if in a book. It's just
very
great,
good,
very
David.
fascinating.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's
It's a great movie on a long flight. Because I can remember that's where I saw it on an airplane, because as you know, I don't go out. And like 2 or 3 hours into it, I was just thinking, oh my gosh, I hope there's plenty more, and there was. It's a very long film. But man,
you must
was
have
that
seen it
entertaining.
twice.
Yeah. But in the end, then, when Clint Eastwood has finally had enough and he goes nuts, isn't that just the most grisly but yet somehow viscerally satisfying thing you've ever seen? I mean, isn't it just...
But why do they call it?
It works on many different levels.
But why do they call it, you know, an anti-violence Western when it is, your reaction is, hey, it's that great old scene, and you even got the reporter back there sort of salivating at it.
Yeah.
It seemed to be, it wasn't as a revisionist, I
The
think.
reporter is not salivating at all. In fact, he goes out there in order to observe violence and gets more than he really wants, and by the end of the movie is hardly salivating, Gene.
Yeah, it really can't be that violent, because he only goes nuts like that once or twice every 10 years. And so if you prorate everything, it's only a couple of dead guys a year.
You are good at math.
But you know, we have some videotape. You were one of the guests at our last party. Hal, roll the videotape. I think this is fascinating. Look at Gene here at our last party of our last night show when we were still on the air at NBC. Look who he's talking to here.
Tell him.
I'll tell you what I was talking to him about. First of all, we agreed. He agreed with me that One False Move, which I picked as the best film of last year, it was also his favorite film of last year. But what triggered this conversation was I was at a party in New York about 12 years ago. It was the reissue of Martin Scorsese's New York, an expanded version with the Happy Endings musical number stuck back in. Glamorous party, Halston's apartment, Liza Minnelli there, Al Pacino, John Belushi, not Roger Ebert, and a beautiful woman comes up to me and she says, "Oh, my boyfriend's going to kill himself." I said, "Who's your boyfriend?" She says, "Bruce Springsteen." I said, "Why?" She says, "Because you're here and he's not here." I said, "You got to be kidding me." She says, "No, he always has me tape your show when he goes on tour." I said, "I don't believe you." This was the way I was able to confirm it. It's true.
Isn't it wonderful, the kind of unspoken modesty that...
He started it. I was standing right there. The only thing I heard Bruce say to you was, "Where's the men's room?" That's it.
How come I wasn't invited to this party?
You were invited. Everybody was
wasn't
invited. Hey, we got to
to
do a
that party.
commercial, and then you're all invited back here with Siskel and Ebert. Back to the big program, ladies and gentlemen. Siskel and Ebert. Robert Plant will be out later, and sitting in with the band tonight, Angel Cordero. So,
Junior.
Yeah. Let's get right to the big blockbusters of the summer. By the way, as you gentlemen know, I have seen every old movie ever made. So all you have to do is throw me a plot line, and I'll tell you the name of the movie just like this.
Man lying down, face down in a pool.
Sunset Boulevard. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Couple meets on top of the Empire State Building.
Fair to remember.
Yes.
Come on, let's go. Oh, we've stumped.
Boys are
Some more?
Yeah.
Guy pushes his mother downstairs, but she turns out to be... But I can't give the ending away.
Oh, that's
Stop.
Psycho.
Right.
Or, okay, one more and then we'll quit.
We're just giving you easy ones, Dave.
Oh, all right, give me a tough one.
Boy walks through Bay Ridge, Brooklyn, while looking in a shoe store, looks at boots, L train going across.
Zorro.
Saturday Night Fever.
I know, but that was old movies. I've seen every old movie ever made.
How long does it take to get to be old?
What? Oh, you know, anything like, I don't know. If it gets out of the 40s, I'm uncomfortable with it. You know what I mean? Let's get to the big blockbusters of the summer. Jurassic Park, I haven't seen it. Did you guys like it?
Yeah.
You did
Enjoy
see
it? No, I won't go see it because it's nothing more than mechanical lizards.
They were the best part of the film.
Yeah, there you go.
They were better than the human beings. It was very scary, though, and that's why I recommended it.
You enjoyed it? As spectacle.
As a terror machine. But compare it to Spielberg's Jaws, where you had 3 good characters with a mechanical object here. No interesting people, and that's why it isn't as good as Jaws.
Now, let me ask you this. This is the litmus test. This is the Atmos test. If you took the mechanical lizards out of the movie, would you have a
wouldn't have anything
picture?
left.
No.
Well, there you go.
People are going to see dinosaurs, and they see dinosaurs.
You know what it is, Roger? It's dino fever.
I think maybe you're right.
All right, sleep. Oh, you know, by the way, Jurassic Park did $300 million in business.
Well, it's a
That's
very
just-
skillfully made film. It just could have been better, but it's
Yeah.
very skillfully on the level that it is made on.
Almost twice that worldwide.
And you know, you never know what that Steven Spielberg's got cooking up next. I mean, what's next? Martians? Could be Martians.
Could be.
Sleepless in Seattle.
I love this film. I thought it was so heartwarming. This
Oh.
relationship between these two people from opposite coasts who have ideas about each other and about what they need when they finally meet at the end. Well, it was like a Fair to Remember. It
I
was,
thought it was real cornball, and every time the director didn't have a scene to play between the two characters, she threw in a song.
great songs. For example, As Time Goes By, that's one of the terrible
Yeah.
songs that she used.
I did not say the word terrible song. I just said she threw in a classic song.
It's not true. She's using those songs in order to try to give a feeling of the romance that's
Yeah, but if
building
it's
between
songs
these
you
people.
want like that, go to a karaoke
You know
bar.
what Gene said on
Can you come to
said-
Chicago every Wednesday?
happy to. I
We'd
can
love
fly.
it.
I
said on
fly
our
out and do
show,
that show with my
he
eyes
said he
closed.
would have liked that movie better if they had met at the beginning of the movie and been able to talk during the entire film.
Let's see.
Did you like it?
You know, I love Tom Hanks. I think he's really, really funny.
he is.
I just got the sense maybe this movie, this Sleepless in Seattle, might not be for me. But it was okay. You know, it was it was in color. I like that. I think Tom Hanks is just money in the bank. He's solid gold.
He is, but it was.
You know the thing about the
What about Meg Ryan?
Meg
She's
Ryan,
good.
she's great too. But the thing, I had trouble with it early on because Meg Ryan, the most beautiful looking woman in the world, and intelligent and smart and funny and personable, and her fiance is like the biggest dweeb on the
Which
planet.
is the point.
Well, no, that would never
the whole point.
happen.
That's why
no,
it happens all the time.
A dweeb would never be with Meg
Look
Ryan.
at the girls we've gone out with.
I rest my case. Last Action Hero. I say, Last Action Hero.
Next.
It was all.
Now, what happened there? They only did like
the
$40
problem
worth
with
of
that
it. Says here
movie-
$40. They only sold $40 worth
I've
of
been thinking
tickets.
about that. You know, I think that entire movie created the fallacy of the "it was only a dream" sequence.
yeah.
Whenever you're at a movie and something exciting happens and the hero wakes up and it was only a dream,
That's no good.
the audience groans. Well, this movie essentially kept saying, you know, you get all involved and then it would say, oh, it's only a movie. It didn't really happen. And the audience doesn't like that. It's kind of a built-in frustration
After
factor.
two beats like that, you know, no one's ever going to be in jeopardy. Real jeopardy.
Yeah. But it's the same device we saw in many, many other films, like the Purple
But
Rose
I
of
don't
Cairo
think in
and
a
on and on.
Schwarzenegger picture you're not looking for that.
Yeah, of course not. Let's see. Let's do one more here. What do you want to... Okay.
You got Free Willy down
yeah,
there.
Free Willy. What about Free Willy?
You know,
Now, why did he? What do you want to? You know you didn't like it. You know I liked it.
I didn't see it. What's it
And yet-
about?
he's asking the questions.
Well, not now. I just asked the question.
I didn't like it because who cares about the whale? The whale isn't a good-looking enough figure on the screen to care about. I once asked Spielberg about why you like creatures in his films because
Yeah.
of the eyes. The whale's eyes are so set far apart you can't even see
Now
them.
this is Gene's criticism. Gene's criticism of Free Willy
Did you care about Willie?
is that you can't see both of the whale's eyes at the same time. That is rompin', stompin' film criticism.
Insightful.
I
That is-
cared about Willie and I cared
Oh, I'm
about
sure
the
you did.
kid.
Yeah.
I cared about the kid.
Yeah. You identified with Willie. I wonder why.
Oh, you kids! I love it when you spat. Gentlemen, have a great, I guess, fall. Huh? Is that the? It's not
coming up.
the busy time is over for you guys now
Lots
for a
of good
while till
movies
the
coming
Academy
out.
Awards.
You got it.
As always, a pleasure,
Great
Gene.
to
Thank
see
you
you.
very much, Roger.
Congratulations.
Nice to see you. Siskel and Ebert, kids. We'll be right back here.